Good morning everybody, welcome back to another race day video. It's going to be a video of two halves, so the first half is going to be obviously today, Saturday, and tomorrow is going to be race day. I'm going to go for a little spin now to open up my legs before I get travelling the 4 hours north again. But it's okay, we've only got 2 weeks until the National Hill Climb Championship, so I'm just focusing on that. All this travelling wrecks you. It also ruins your nutrition if you're not switched on. I learned this years ago when I was racing and travelling really far distances to races and having to put up with food that I didn't really know anything about. So let me take you into the kitchen. It's going to get a little bit noisy now, I apologise. I'm actually rustling up some vegetables. By the way, I've woken up this morning the flattest I've ever been. What does that mean? Basically, like, it's a state where you feel like there's nothing inside you. I've been really working on that calorie deficit and just being in enough that I'm losing a tiny bit of weight here and there. It's little changes, like you can see your muscles a little bit more defined and things like that, but you might not ever notice it. That's not really something you need to know, is it? To vegans looking right now, I went to Tesco yesterday and these were on offer. So I picked up 2 50-gram portions of protein there, which will keep me covered for today traveling. I boiled up a ton of rice, which is going with me. I've got salads here, and what else have I got? I've got ketchup. I am running low of. Ketchup is life, as they say. For breakfast this morning, I'm having about 40 grams of dried oats, 30 grams of peanut butter, and then 10 grams of honey. I basically refer to everything now as protein and carbs. Like I don't even see it as food anymore. It's just become part of the routine, which is certainly not healthy by any means, but it is only for a couple of weeks of the year, so I can knuckle down and get the job done. So today's plan is to hit probably what I did yesterday. So I rode for an hour and a half yesterday with no effort. Same today, an hour and a half. So yesterday I consumed 2,200 calories. So today I'm going to shoot for roughly the same. And at the minute, that's all I've got penciled in, because the day before, the next day, I always plan what I'm going to eat the following day, so that I'm prepared. When I get up in the morning, I'm not like, oh, should I just have that cereal? No, like I already know what I'm going to have. So today, at the bare minimum, it's going to be 163 grams of carbs, 36 grams of fat, and 187 grams of protein.
He had a productive late spell with West Ham last season. He has so far. He knows what we want. We want it.
Oh my goodness. Can't remember the last time I watched this. Dad's Army. Those of you that know. I was basically brought up on Dad's Army, Only Fools and Horses, Open All Hours, Porridge, you name it. I don't know what the demographic, well, I know what the demographic is of these videos, but like those British comedies, I basically spent my childhood watching. So we're back on the Morrison's salad bar game. Although it's not quite a salad, it's like the jackfruit, the rice, the chickpeas, chickpea dal for my evening meal. Not really much else to say. Drinking a ton of water. Oh, you won't believe this. I'm pretty surprised myself. I've been shortlisted for the Cycling Weekly 2021 awards. Cycling Weekly is a very long-standing cycling magazine in the UK, put up for nomination for Indoor Inspiration. So I know this isn't a live stream, this is a video, but I appreciate that, you know, especially last year, or the year of when everything went pear-shaped, that's all I did was live stream races, workouts, and create the community. Being recognised a little bit, so I'm dead chuffed at that. Good morning, YouTube fans. As you can see by the state of the windows, it's a wet one. I need to go down and sign on first. There's no dedicated headquarters for this. You literally sign on and get your number at the bottom of the hill. So while I do that, I'm going to check out the hill. So let's go do that. Okay, so I've come for my little recon, and I've decided against riding up it. I'll save that for the event itself. Go chatting to a couple of people at the bottom who know this area well. They know the Ramsbottom Rake, which is what this climb is. It's no doubt ridiculously steep. I know I've hyped it up quite a lot, but this last bit really is made worse by the fact that it's raining, and there's leaves falling because obviously it's autumn. But it's lovely. It's like a little, it's right in the centre of Ramsbottom, which is just north of Manchester. This climb is a climb of two halves really, and that's how I'm gonna tackle it. Just coming to the end of the first section, which is outside the Rose and Crown pub. No stopping there for me. The road bears around to the left here, and then it flattens off apparently. I've done this climb once before in the 2019 Tour of Britain. There was the final stage, came up here just before poop hit the fan and Team Ineos attacked, but this is the flatter bit. It does look like fairly flat when you compare to that first section. So there is the handrail, Lord. Look, I know I was hyping it up so long, but there is the handrail for people to hold on to when they're walking up this hill. There's some like cobblestone drainage system on the left hand side. There's some hoses all the way up here on the left hand side. It's steep, like. How am I supposed to show how steep this is? You'll see from the GoPro footage. I'll leave it on. It's going to be worth having the GoPro on just for this climb. This is eerie, this like. The leaves have just been swept to the side. The PA system going up here for this last like 100 meters. Or whatever it is. It is 100 meters from here to the top, but look at it. It's mossy. It's covered in wet leaves. There's rough bits of tarmac. I hope you enjoy these recons. Like, there's no other reason why I'd be walking up here if it wasn't for you lot. So here we go. I'm at the top, or at least I think it's the top. Just trying to work out if this is the finish line, or if the finish line is like just by there where that little tent is being erected. But needless to say, it is atmospheric, isn't it? Okay, update. I haven't been for my warm-up yet, but I've been just making sure that everything's okay with the bike. Now, my tyre pressures, I haven't pumped them up for a while, so they're a little bit soft. I'm going to ride the tyres as they are in my warm-up just to see how they feel. And then if I feel like I can get away with a little bit more pressure, I'll put a little bit more pressure in. Like when you see riders on a start line sometimes with a criterium, you often see them just let a little bit of air out and they go by feel. And it's a really good way, especially if you know your equipment and you know yourself well. I'm running my junior, well, cassette, the 18 through the 28. That is like the only change we've made. Hopefully I will be loving those very small one-tooth gear changes on this climb. Oh no, I've had a bit of a wardrobe malfunction because it just snapped. Not ideal, but at least shoelaces are easy to replace. Although if there's any bike shops or shoe sponsors out there that want to support me, get in touch. 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good luck, mate. Go. Good luck.
Oh my word, I am frozen to the bone. Waking on top of the climb after the finish for results. It was great to see some old faces, great to see some new faces that follow this channel. Thank you for the shout. I even had a shout from the PA system when I was coming around the last corner saying subscribe to his YouTube channel. I'm actually like really happy on my ride. Position wise, I think I finished about 15th. But a load of us were like really close together. Crowd was incredible. You've probably seen that from the GoPro footage. Tell you what, this travel doesn't get any easier.
Right, I want to wrap up this video. It's the next day. I had to sleep on this to think how I would wrap this video up. I'm going to delve into the power just a little bit for a second. I want to talk about two things that are quite important. But before I get into that, I want to say thank you to all of you who have watched this video, for one, and those of you that have been following this build up to the National Hill Climb Championships. It's not the only thing I do in the year, but it's certainly the thing that drives a lot of attention. It makes me feel like we're part of a team, and it really kind of like pushes me to give my best and to show you me giving my best, even if I succeed or fail. So the two things I wanted to talk about. Number one was like since yesterday afternoon, since we finished, and I said I think it was a top 15. The results still haven't been finalised, by the way. I've had people messaging me saying like, who on earth went faster than you, or who on earth won? And I'm like, a lot of people don't realise, I think, how strong like hill climbers are in this country who just do hill climbing specifically this time of year, especially over shorter hills. Like yesterday's winning time, like Tom Bell on Strava, this is going on the segment, did a 2 minute 6 seconds and I did 2:26. But the kind of the riders all in around this one area, so like we were quite close really. Like from 5th to 15th were quite close on time. There's only a couple of seconds in it, so 15th doesn't look that great, but actually when you look at time, I did a phenomenal ride yesterday. Like there's no way I would have pulled a ride out like that if I hadn't have been turning into Ed Mode 2.0. So like Andy Nichols, like some people will be familiar with these names. For one, are very light, very powerful, and have like extremely light equipment, and they're doing like phenomenal power, you know, to blast up that hill at the speed that they're doing. And I feel like people look at me and they think like, you know, Ed's doing these power numbers, like why isn't he winning? I feel like we have to give some respect, and for those of you that don't follow the scene closely, you know, that's fair enough, but you need to give people the respect they deserve, that these people are very, very good at what they do. You can't just rock up and think, I'm going to like take the win, or I'm going to get like a top 3 or top 5. You know, that's disrespectful to the people who are very, very good at this stuff. Just in the same way that like, if we were doing a really, really long climb, like 20 minutes, you know, I wouldn't expect a lot of these people to stay with me. You know, it swings and roundabouts. Everyone's got their strengths and weaknesses. And it just so happens that I've really worked on this, and it's now becoming a strength. To finish like within a couple of seconds of these guys is pretty good for me. Quick shout out to Mary Wilkinson. She's a fellow Ed head. She watches these videos. She smashed the women's course record yesterday. Great job, Mary. If I delve into it, I actually did a massive personal best power PB when I compare it to the last couple of years. If I take 2018 out of it, effort yesterday, 2 minutes and 37 seconds, was a 19 watt personal best over 2.5 minutes. That is massive, no matter which way you look at it. So the people in the top 5 yesterday, for example, they're all doing in that region of 9 watts per kilo for just over 2 minutes, which is like... Okay, and I want to end with one thing. I watched a video, it was actually a documentary, on Nick Bear's YouTube channel. Nick Bear is a hybrid athlete. Does triathlon, does a lot of weightlifting, does a lot of running now. And it was following his day at the Leadville 100 ultra marathon, ultra running race. And he says something in there, and I'll link it down below to the video. He says something in there about self-doubt, or doubt specifically. He says that doubt is only toxic if it comes from within. If doubt is felt and spoken about around the place, like in the media or by other people or like your opponents or anything, like if there's doubt from there, like that doesn't matter. Doubt only matters when it comes from within. And like the result yesterday, on the face of it, to a lot of people may look like that's not a good ride, and they could doubt my performance and my ability. But actually, and if you watch this video, you'll know that it was a personal best result for me. So there is no doubt from within. So we've got to keep that moving forward now and keep executing. Just less than 2 weeks to go till Nationals. Pretty excited for the next 2 weeks. I hope you are too. Thank you for watching, and see you next one.